Hey, it's Dr. Wander, Friday. I just want to share a little story. I just got done with a virtual patient consultation. By the way, it is Diabetes Awareness Month, and this was a diabetes patient. And I asked the patient, how they thought their health status was. And they said, I'm going to paraphrase, well, other than my blood sugar being over 300 and my A1C being double digits, I'm as healthy as a horse. And then I proceeded to, I didn't laugh when they said it. Inside my head I did, but not out loud. And then I proceeded to ask the patient, well, are you on the diabetic cocktail? And they said, of course, well, what's the diabetic cocktail, doc? And I said, oh, well, that's blood sugar medication, blood pressure medication, and a statin or cholesterol medication. And he said, well, yes, I am on that, but the blood pressure medication is working and the cholesterol medication is working. And I said, well, how are you going to determine that? And he said, well, my blood pressure is normal and my cholesterol is normal. And so I said, well, if you didn't take these medications, would your blood pressure and would your cholesterol be normal? And he said, I actually thought about that and I tried it. And I came off the meds by myself, not from my doctor. I self-stopped the medications for a week and my blood pressure went through the roof and my cholesterol went through the roof. He says, but when I take the medication, it's normal. And I really had to explain to him that the medications were just bullying his body, not doing anything to find out why his cholesterol and his blood pressure was high. And he was wondering, one of his main questions is, well, what medication is the right one that's going to normalize my blood sugar? And so it really took a while for me to explain to him that, these medications aren't getting to the cause of your problem. They're just trying to bully the body. And the fact that your blood sugar is over 300 and your A1C is double digits doesn't mean you have the wrong medication. It just means you have a lot of things going on in your body. And eventually I had to I asked him, I said, well, what are your goals? And he says his goals were to find the right medication so he could have his blood sugar normal, but being on medication. And I had to explain to this patient that unfortunately he was not a good fit and we would not be able to even consider accepting him, because I explained to him that our goal is to find out why your blood sugar is high and why your blood pressure is high and why your cholesterol is high and why you have the third leading cause of death in the United States. That's absolutely reversible. And he actually was not interested in that, believe it or not. He just wanted to normalize it, but normalize it with medication. And I tried to explain to him, I said, well, why do you think you're healthy besides your blood sugar being high? And he said, because I don't feel anything. And I was like, have you ever heard the nickname for type 2 diabetes, the blank killer? And he said, oh yeah, the silent killer. He goes, and I always wondered what that meant. And I had to explain to him that means just because you don't feel anything doesn't mean you aren't on the process of an early death with diabetes. So anyway, long story short, diabetes is the silent killer. Even if your quote unquote lab work, your A1C, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol is quote unquote normal, but it's normal because the medication's bullying your body. You actually still do have high blood sugar. You still have high blood pressure. You still have high cholesterol, and you're setting yourself up for an early death. And very important now, you are a major complicated. You're much more prevalent to die from COVID, which has a 0.03% or so death rate from having it. But that was not his goal, and so we could not take his case. Anyway, so Diabetes Awareness Month. I'm going to try to post at least one thing every single day. So everyone, have a great weekend. Thank you.